Hello and welcome to this presentation about studying international relations at Keele University. My name is Helen Parr. I'm a professor and I teach in the International Relations programme. So what I'm going to do in this presentation is introduce you to some of the things that you'll be doing if you come to study international relations at Keele. We're obviously under lockdown at the moment, but I'm going to take my daily exercise outdoors and shoot some of this presentation at locations around the campus. So by the time you get to the next slide, I will be outside the library. So, why study international relations? There has probably never been a better time to study international relations. World politics are changing at an extraordinary rate and nobody knows exactly how things are going to pan out. In your lifetimes, there's been war on terror, there's been wars in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in Libya and Syria. There are now fears that the liberal international order established after World War II might be kind of beginning to crumble, to collapse. And that was all before the coronavirus crisis, which is changing world politics in ways which we just don't know yet how it's going to play out. So it's a brilliant time to be trying to understand the ways in which world politics works, which is what you would be doing if you come and study international relations here at Keele. At its most basic, like all politics, international relations is the study of power within the international system. So that enables us to look at a large number of questions, but in particular we look at states, we look at international organisations, we look at the world system, we look at how it operates, how states and organisations work, we look at what they do, the challenges that they face, the ways that they try to overcome them, and we look at how global politics affect people's lives as they do. Every day people's lives are affected by the decisions that are taken within the global political system. So why Keele? Well, we're a relatively small campus university. I think that means that there is a very supportive environment here, which the students really appreciate. And students also have a good amount of choice in what they can study. We consistently do well in student surveys. For example, in the Guardian University Guide, Politics and International Relations was ranked 4th overall in the UK. So now I'm standing outside the Chancellor's building, which is where the school offices are and where much of the teaching takes place. I'm going to talk through some of the modules that you would actually take if you study international relations here. So the principle behind the degree is quite straightforward. In the first year we aim to give you a really thorough foundation grounding in the subject, which will then enable you to specialise more as you go through the degree. So the two core modules for international relations in the first year are Introduction to International Relations and Securing the Global Order. Introduction to International Relations takes you through the main ways in which people have approached the study of international relations and talks about how we can look at how the international system works. Securing the Global Order focuses chiefly on security. What is it? How do we know when we've got it? How do states try to attain it? So it's not just about looking at guns and bombs and tanks and security in a traditional sense. It's also looking at new threats to security, such as the one that we're living through at the moment, disease and other threats of that nature. In the first year, you then also choose a range of elective modules. The two elective modules that we hope that you would take if you're interested in international relations are The Changing World, A History of International Relations, which looks at the rise and fall of the Cold War order and what came next, and Introduction to Global Political Economy, which looks at the economics that underpin the international political system, how that works and how it's changed in the period since the end of the Second World War. So moving into the second year, the two core international relations modules are International Organisation and International Relations Theory. In International Organisation, you'll examine the main international organisations, how they work, the challenges and the crises that they've dealt with, how they've changed, and what they could do better, how could they reform in the modern age. In international relations theory, you'll think about how the international state system works. It will give you the tools to answer quite problematic questions like, is war ever just? Is the international system fair? Why do states behave in the way that they do? And then you can choose from a range of elective modules to make up your complement of credits. So one of the options that you'll have in the third year is that you could choose to take the Parliamentary Studies module. This is a new innovation between Keele and Westminster, the House of Parliament. So if you take this module, you're taught by academic staff at Keele and also by parliamentary clerks who work at Westminster. And it's a really good opportunity to gain a real practical insight into how Parliament works and into some of the skills that you would need if you wanted to go on and work in a setting like that. So, moving on to the other things that you can take at third year. At third year we offer research-led teaching. So that means that academic staff tend to teach on areas of their research specialism. So we teach on things that really interest us and areas where we're actually actively researching. That means you have quite a wide choice of modules that you could take, and it gives you the opportunity to really specialise in something that interests you. So you can see from the list we have a number of particular regional specialisms in America, in Britain, in the Middle East, in Israel-Palestine, and we also offer some thematic specialisms, for example, terrorism and counter-terrorism, and the theme of international development. So one of the other things that you have to do as a third year student is you have to do one dissertation. Now, sometimes I think that sounds a bit daunting to new students, but it really does often turn out to be the element of the degree that students actually enjoy the most. So it's up to you what you want to do your dissertation on. So long as we can supervise it, you can do it. You're assigned to work with an academic supervisor who can oversee the subject area. In the first semester of the third year, you do a dissertation module that gives you an overview of the main research skills that you need to do the dissertation. And then in the second semester, you work with the supervisor to complete it. So it really is a chance for you to think of, to design, to research, and then to write up an extended piece of independent study. And it really is often something that students come to value about their time at university. So now I'm standing next to the lake, which is also in the grounds of Keele Hall, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about study abroad. So study abroad is one of the things that you can do should you wish to. Students can choose to study abroad either for one semester in the second year or for the whole year. There's a whole range of partner institutions that you can choose from, as you can see on the list, in a variety of different places. What do students go on to do once they've finished their degree in international relations at Keele? Well, here's a list of occupations that students have gone on to do. As you can see, there's a huge range. So international relations gives you both the knowledge and the analytical skills to make sense of real-world problems, and that's reflected in the large range of things that students end up doing. So I've come indoors just to finish off the presentation. Here you can see a list of employers who our students have gone on to work for after graduation, and again you can see that there is quite a range in the kinds of things that students graduate and go on to do. So that's it. I hope you've found some information that you were looking for. Thank you very much for listening. Good luck with your exams and so forth, and hope very much to see you next year. And do, of course, get in touch if you have any further questions. Thank you. Bye-bye.